What is that?
I'm gonna go on record, this is a bad idea. I may need to go to the hospital.
Now we're heading into the belly of the beast.
So right now we're driving up to Willow Creek, California, the Bigfoot capital of the world.
We're gonna catch ourselves a squatch.
Wait till you see where we're staying.
All right.
So this is Willow Creek, the Bigfoot capital of the world.
It's a beautiful town.
And this is where we're staying. What do you think?
Is this a joke? This is the one chance we get to stay someplace nice.
In Willow
All we
Creek?
do is sleep in haunted places and dirty old hospitals. We can't stay one place nice once.
But how often do you get to say you were a part of history, which is what we're about to be? We're about to etch ourselves in the stone of Bigfoot lore. Are you not excited about that?
You could etch yourself, sir.
Well, it was supposed to be fun. This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we seek out the ever-elusive Bigfoot, and tomorrow morning, search for him ourselves. We've got our ridiculous Bigfoot beards ready to go. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get into it, and let's, well, me and you talk some foot.
I'm excited. This is maybe the only time I believe in the thing that you're talking about.
Really?
Bigfoot's, meat and bone.
I'm not the biggest believer in Bigfoot.
Why would you be? It's plausible and grounded in reality. So it's a lot more plausible than all your spooky little specters.
Well, those have evidence, so anyway.
Sure they do. Let's talk foot.
Okay. The first accounts of big, strong, hairy people date from at least the 15th century in Caucasus, a mountain region between Asia and Europe. Different cultures have different versions or perhaps relatives of this creature. In the Himalayas, it's the Yeti. In Australia, it's the Yowie. In Indonesia, it's the Ibu Gogo. And for America, primarily the Pacific Northwest, it's Bigfoot or Sasquatch. In fact, Bigfoot sightings have been reported in almost every US state. This corroborates the belief that there is more than one Bigfoot, that it's not a singular creature, but a species.
I don't think Foot's walking around Illinois. Who are these people in Wisconsin saying, yeah, there's a Bigfoot there?
There may very well be a hot dog vendor in Chicago who is a Bigfoot.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you heard me.
Do you imagine Bigfoot as someone who walks around in disguises?
Well, some people believe that he's just like this supernatural being, or he or she or whatever it may be, and it's just one of them, a solo act.
That's dumb. It's not supernatural, it's natural.
Like Sting.
It's like Sting?
Sting's a solo act.
Sting's not supernatural though. If you stab Sting with a knife, Sting will bleed.
You're probably right. The hunt for Bigfoot became a global phenomenon and inadvertently turned Willow Creek into arguably the #1 destination for squatchers and Bigfoot enthusiasts worldwide. There's places like Bigfoot Books, the Bigfoot Steakhouse, murals, and even a Bigfoot burger. How often do people actually put down a Bigfoot burger by themselves? Imagine it's nap time after one.
It's nap time for me after, yeah. So you got 2 1/3 patties, and on top of that, when you get done with the burger, after we put all the veggies and everything on it, weighs about 1.5 pounds.
We'll try our best.
Oh, I'm not gonna try my best. I'm gonna finish that thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm finishing it.
You've said it. I'm gonna eat that burger. I'm gonna stay in that haunted house all night.
Whatever.
This is the heaviest sandwich I've ever embraced. That's the biggest bite you got? It was a nibble. I've done it.
My organs are starting to shut down. I'll be dead in 5 minutes. I've done it. You see it? I did it.
I wonder if the guy will be proud of us.
I think I may need to go to the hospital. Before we go any further, it's worth mentioning that most primatologists do not believe the existence of a Bigfoot or Sasquatch is likely. That being said, let's get into the beginning of the Bigfoot phenomenon in the modern era. In 1958, Gerald Crew discovered and casted large footprints near his bulldozer in Bluff Creek, Del Norte County. The Humboldt Times wrote about the story, and editor Andrew Gonzoli wrote the creature's name as it would be known from that moment on: Bigfoot.
I like that he was just sort of riffing at the time, and everyone just went with it.
Well, could you imagine being the guy who coined the phrase Bigfoot?
Yeah, just staring at that cast and thinking,
That's a Bigfoot.
I know, that's...
However, in 2003, the two sons of a man named Ray L. Wallace came forward to admit that their father had created the footprints using a pair of carved wooden feet. Their father, Ray Wallace, was reportedly a big prankster. Here's a quote from his son Michael. Quote, "This wasn't a well-planned plot or anything. It's weird because it was just a joke. But then it took on such a life of its own that even now, we can't stop it." End quote.
Ain't that like a couple of funny brothers destroying their father's legacy? It's been about a handful of decades since our father duped the world. Let's burn it all down.
They couldn't live with the guilt. Though, with the existence of plenty of other Bigfoot evidence, this does not deter Bigfoot believers. So this is actually the local museum in Willow Creek. It's the Willow Creek China Flat Museum. There's a lot of interesting Bigfoot artifacts in there that I think you will find particularly interesting because you're such a big believer.
Yes.
You can see the big statue, probably one of your great-grandfathers back in the day.
I'm not a Bigfoot.
That's Albus Madej right there.
I'm a human being.
Okay.
First encounter, or first, shall I say, story that I ever heard was search and rescue came down from Oregon. Said they were looking for a little boy that had been lost in the woods, 4 years old. Didn't find him the first night, but the second day they found him sitting alongside the road. And when they picked him up, all he could talk about was the big hairy man that had picked him up, brought him down, and sat him down along the road.
What?
So, yeah, and you know, I don't think a little kid is going to talk about a hairy man. And I mean, there's thousands of encounters. All these people cannot be telling a story.
What personal interactions have you seen with Bigfoot? Like, have you seen tracks? Have you seen him himself?
I've not seen one, and I don't want to. Thank you very much.
Is that because you're scared of Bigfoot? Or?
Well, I think you just want to believe it's out there, but you don't really want to see it.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I would love to see it.
Lucky for us, we're staying near Six Rivers Forest, arguably the most famous Bigfoot forest in the world. Why this forest is so famous, I'll explain later. But all you need to know is that come tomorrow morning, we'll be there. So maybe we may run into the infamous creature himself. Morning time's here. It's time to go catch us a foot. You ready?
Yeah, a Bigfoot.
This is the original area that he was noticed in before they actually started even knowing anything about a Bigfoot. You know, he's real elusive. I've heard a lot of local lore around here, people that go logging up there and things get thrown at them. They hear things. A couple of people have seen them, you know, off in the distance, and but they never quite get the footage of them.
If you can see over there, that's actually the original cage.
What I think is hilarious is that's not going to hold a foot.
What makes you say that?
These things are all muscle.
No, that could hold a foot.
You think so?
Yeah, I just did a little wiggle. Maybe Bigfoot could pick up on energy.
Don't make Bigfoot believe in your little ghostly energies and
I never
stuff.
said we
Bigfoot
would,
is meat and bone, Ryan.
I would just say he could pick up on my energy. I'm a chill
Oh,
bro.
he'll pick you up all right.
And then he'd be
He'll
like,
pick
yeah,
you up and crack you in two.
that's a guy I want to share a cold one with, is what he'd say to me.
I don't think that's how Bigfoot rolls.
Okay. Well, should we get this going?
Yeah.
As we attempt to find this legendary creature, we join the legion of current Bigfoot hunters, which range from average people to major television shows. It's a practice taken very seriously in Skamania County. Quote, "The Sasquatch, Yeti, Bigfoot, or giant hairy ape are declared to be endangered species of Skamania County, and there is hereby created a Sasquatch refuge." End quote. I think we're ready to get this going. Let's gear up. Actually.
What is that?
So I don't get shot.
That's gonna scare it away.
It's not gonna scare it away. It's gonna make me look more festive. And I won't get shot. So there's that. That's an added bonus. Have fun getting shot. I'm not gonna help
If we
you.
do run into a Squatch, the Squatch is gonna see you and just bolt in the opposite direction.
Or you could be like, wow, what a colorful vest.
I don't think that...
Laugh what you want now, but Squatches actually are known to smash things over the head to kill them.
So you honestly think we're going to encounter a Squatch, the Squatch is going to attack you, and your life is going to be saved because you're wearing a helmet?
I mean,
It's gonna bring a rock down upon
I'm not gonna
your
say
head.
that's 100%
We're gonna
certain.
get it on film.
It's
We're
not.
gonna say, thank God Ryan had his helmet.
I think we're ready to rock and roll,
You
baby.
look like an idiot.
According to first-person accounts, Bigfoot's skin color ranges from deep black, charcoal, dark brown, reddish brown, or gray, with the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet much lighter. The average height is reportedly 7'10", so not that much taller than you.
I'm 6'4", so that's significantly taller.
I mean,
If you
relative
saw-
to other normal people.
If I see people taller than me, I get concerned about them because I think they're gonna die young.
And the maximum weight is estimated to be over 1,000 pounds.
Leave Bigfoot alone.
Oh, I wasn't fat shaming Bigfoot.
Oh,
I
I
was
thought
just
you were.
mentioning that this is a creature of enormous strength.
What about the little ones?
There's no information on the little ones.
Oh, okay.
They are also thought to be mostly silent, though they have been credited with howls, grunts, screams, and growls.
Doesn't surprise me. That much like an ape.
Well, you seem to know a lot about growls.
I've seen some episodes of television where noted survivalist speaks of an encounter with a foot, and he hears it in the woods, and it makes a howling noise that sort of like a. So.
Other interesting tidbits come from the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, which claims Bigfoot are orderly and often stack rocks neatly. They also claim Bigfoot have legendary strength and that they, quote, take pleasure in using their strength. Check out this wood. Oh, fuck.
It's a salamander.
Oh, fuck, it's alive, dude.
Yeah.
Does it bite?
It's a little a newt or a salamander. He's just hanging out.
His name is Cedric. He struck me as a Cedric when I first saw him, after we destroyed his apartment. Look at his beady little eyes.
I know. It looks like you.
It does. The strength of Bigfoot was on full display many years ago on the IC Road, an area a short drive away from where we are now. When the IC Road was being constructed from north of the Hoopa Valley Indian Reservation, crew members would arrive in the morning to find that 500-pound tires had been tossed around, bulldozers were turned over, and giant footprints were all around the site.
Yeah, what if we try calling it?
You call it. Here, let me see that shit. All right, do it. Do your little call. Well, if it's any consolation, you look like an idiot. Let's go over some of the recent evidence. In 2006, Jeffrey Meldrum, an associate professor of anatomy and anthropology at Idaho State University, published a book called Sasquatch: Legend Meets Science. Meldrum is also an expert on foot morphology and the movement of monkeys, apes, and hominids. In that book, he wrote, quote, "The evidence that exists fully justifies the investigation and the pursuit of this question," end quote. In the 1990s, Meldrum was shown casts of Bigfoot footprints that were 14 inches long, with some suggesting running motion, and others actually showing skin whorls. Meldrum felt the running footsteps in particular would be hard to fake, quote, "unless you had some device, some cable-loaded flexible toes," end quote. I think it's time for a little brew break. Seems like a fitting spot. Now we're breaking out the bait.
This is gonna attract.
I told you, we have a different kind of vibe.
That's for foot.
That's for Mr. and Mrs. Foot,
I'm sharing a cold one.
right there. That's for you. If you're out here, I'm not gonna do his stupid mating call, but I think you understand. That one, I'm not doing that, but I think you know what this is. Huh? Waft it.
If one actually walked out right now, this would be the greatest thing ever captured on camera. If we lured out a Bigfoot with a beer.
Here, I'll tell you what, I'll take my helmet off so you can see my face.
Smallfoot, take off helmet. You crush.
I'm exposing my cranium to you.
It's very small, but if you aim right, you could crush his tiny little head. You're a coward.
He said that, but I agree with him. He meant it more though, so hit him. Dr. Wolf-Henner Fehrenbach, a retired zoologist who formerly worked at the Oregon Regional Primate Research Center, believes in Bigfoot and has done analysis on over 700 footprints. It's thought that Bigfoot's big toe is aligned with the other toes, similar to human foot alignment. He believes Bigfoot's foot is approximately 15.6 inches long and that the creature weighs up to 2,000 pounds. Dr. Fehrenbach even told the New York Times in 2003, quote, "I've gotten close enough to smell him."
What? He's gotten close enough? What do you mean?
Well, I'll let you know in a second here, but yeah, it's an interesting thing to say.
Tell me more.
By the way, Bigfoot is believed to smell horrible, with some comparing it to the odor of smegma, a sebaceous secretion in the folds of the skin, especially under a man's foreskin. Lovely.
You don't have to describe that.
Well, that's what he smells like. If you are wondering. One of the more promising developments came in the form of a carcass claimed to be of Bigfoot. In 2008, 2 researchers from Atlanta purchased a frozen Bigfoot carcass from Georgia Bigfoot Tour Company owner Rick Dyer and his friend Matthew Whidden. But the carcass turned out to be a rubber gorilla suit.
How much did they pay for this?
There is conflicting reports online, but at the very least hundreds of thousands. It's enough to be embarrassed about. What the hell?
Uh-oh.
It's just a table.
Bigfoot,
Maybe
little table.
Yeah, where he does a little light reading. Maybe that's where he writes sonnets. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Everything's fine.
Oh my God, look at that cave up there.
I know.
Oh, shit. Oh, should we do this? Okay. I'm gonna go on record, this is a bad idea. Please don't die.
If we do find a bear up here, we're just gonna
I'm
fall
pretty
and
fucked.
die.
Oh my God, dude, I'm pretty scared. I don't wanna fucking look at here. Oh, Jesus. Hey, girl! You...
That's what you do, you call out for the...
Well, if there isn't a fucking squatch in here, there's definitely a snake of some sort that's gonna bite me on the wiener, so I think I wanna get out of here. There have also been attempts at DNA analysis for Bigfoot. Retired zoologist Dr. Wolf Fehrenbach has been unable to identify Bigfoot DNA, but as of 2006, there were at least 15 samples that he had been unable to identify as any other animal. In 2012, a veterinarian researcher claimed to have sequenced Sasquatch DNA, claiming that Sasquatch was descended from human females who had mated with unknown hominin males.
Nah.
What do you have
This
against
guy's
that?
inhaling too many cat shit fumes.
Oh my God. In 2014, a team of researchers led by an Oxford professor of human genetics conducted genetic analysis of reported Sasquatch hair samples. Unfortunately, the samples belonged to a range of known animals, such as dogs, bears, and humans. What are we gonna actually do if we find one? It's like, all right, we found you.
I mean, I wouldn't approach it. I would try and get some footage of it.
But what if it approached us? Then what do we do? We die, right? That's
Yeah,
the
it
part where
wouldn't
we
be
die.
great.
You know, this is all jolly right now, but could you imagine what this is gonna be like at night?
Well, are they nocturnal?
We'll find out. There really is no studies on whether or not Bigfoot is nocturnal or not. There's not a lot of sightings of him at night, but there are some. But they're definitely in the minority. Holy shit, it is dark as fuck out here. Oh! I'm not catching anything on thermal. There you are. Holy shit, dude, this is fucking scary.
Now we're heading into the belly of the beast.
Fuck me, dude. We're goners if we find this guy. That's not scaring you right now? Shut your stupid mouth. It is only appropriate that we save the best piece of evidence for last, and although it happened in 1967, it is my belief that this is the most convincing piece of Bigfoot evidence in existence. In 1967, Roger Patterson, an amateur Bigfoot hunter, along with Bob Gimlin, filmed a home movie in Six Rivers National Forest, the forest we're currently in. What they captured on camera is the only footage of Bigfoot that has not been completely debunked.
It's enough to convince me.
It
It doesn't look like a person in a costume. The way it moves.
It's a very old piece of footage.
It is a very old piece of footage.
But that being said-
so is Die Hard. Still good.
What? What?
I'm saying just because something's old doesn't mean it's bad. Or
That's a completely different train of thought. What the fuck
it's
is
been a
going
long
on here?
day.
Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum, the expert on foot morphology and the movement of monkeys, apes, and hominids, believes you can see Bigfoot's muscle movements in the film. He believes the ankles in particular are key indicators that this is not a man in a costume. Bob Gimlin regrets shooting the film, believing that Patterson benefited from it more than he did. In fact, it actually tore their friendship apart. They didn't make up until Roger Patterson was on his deathbed. Either way, both of them believe what they saw, and so do many around the world. This footage would become the most famous piece of cryptozoological evidence of all time, a feat that we are aspiring to right now.
Bigfoot!
Okay, I don't believe in him.
Come crush Ryan's head!
It's not gonna happen. He's not real. He's not real. Please, God, nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Please, please.
Yeah, shh, shh, shh. We have to listen too. I don't think the Squatches are biting tonight.
That's good, that's good. That means we live to see tomorrow. All right, I'm leaving. I'm getting, I'm going. Bye-bye, bye-bye, Bigfoot. The existence of Bigfoot still firmly rests in two camps, believers and skeptics. The mindset of skeptics could be summed up by the thoughts of University of Florida anthropologist David J. Deglin. Quote, "Even if you have a million pieces of evidence, if all the evidence is inconclusive, you can't count it all up to make something conclusive." End quote. Whereas the mindset of believers is generally that it's unscientific to discount the plethora of evidence. Over the years, there have been casts of footprints, possible recorded calls, unidentifiable hairs, and first-person accounts. But in the end, until there is indisputable evidence, it really comes down to what you believe in. Is Bigfoot real? The answer will remain unsolved.
Man, I can't wait to shave this stupid Bigfoot beard off. That's pretty good. You look like a man I would never talk to under any circumstance.
What are you talking about? Come on. Oh, God.
You don't like it?
No.
Let's go find some ghosts.